This is Troy Bruning, and I'm going to teach you how to shoot a lacrosse ball for beginners. Before I shoot, I like to warm up. The way you do this first is you want to get your feet shoulder width apart in an athletic stance with a nice little bend in your knees. We're only going to start with one hand on the stick to practice your shot and the follow through. When you get ready for your shot, make sure the weight of your body is on the back foot and your hand on the stick about a third of the way from the butt. Get your elbow real high and away from your body. You don't want the stick close to your body. You want it far away. This enables much more accuracy on your shot. Now when you're going to shoot, you step forward, twist your torso, and follow through. When you're following through, I really want to make sure that your elbow comes through and exaggerate it as if it was touching your elbow. Really try to touch your elbow. This follow through is so important because it'll make sure the ball flies right through cleanly through your stick, so it doesn't come out early or late, making it come to the left or right. If you follow through and exaggerate, it'll go on cage. It'll enable more accuracy. So just take a few of these, make sure your elbow's up and away, weight on the back of your foot, step forward, twist, and exaggerate that follow through. Let's do a few more. Up and away. Good. Now when you do two hands on the stick, you just put your other hand on the butt of the stick. None of the mechanics change. Everything's the same. Your elbows are up and away from your body, weight's on the back of your foot, athletic stance. One thing I need to add, when you have two hands on the stick, you want to snap your wrist when you're on your follow through. So it'll come through, follow through, and make sure you're snapping so you're exaggerating and you're snapping your wrist. The snap of the wrist ensures for more accuracy and power. The snap also helps make sure that the ball comes cleanly through your stick. Again, so it doesn't come out early or late, making the ball fly left or right. Let's take a few shots. So again, I have the stick up and away from my body. I'm in a nice athletic stance. The weight's on the back of my foot. And I step forward, shoot. So just to go over the keys again, whenever you're shooting, you want to make sure your elbows are up and away, you're in an athletic stance, and make sure you exaggerate that follow through. Some ways to practice is to always aim for the corners. This will make you a much more effective player on the field and dangerous for the goalie. Now I also want to reiterate the fact of coming over the top and not sidearm. When you shoot sidearm, you're only shooting on one plane. The goalie only has to look for where the ball is released, so the ball will only come out at one level, and it's much easier. When you shoot overhand, the ball can come out on any plane. It's much more harder for the goalie to find where the ball is released because the plane is all the way through here, this entire area. Whereas this area, where it's much more easy for the goalie. Another tip, when you're shooting, you really want to find a nice rhythm for your shot. You want to make sure your hands go along with the twist of your torso. So if your hands are coming before the twist of your torso, the ball will come across the goal and like to the far left. You want to make sure that your hands come along with your body. So when you twist, your hands are coming too. Don't let your arms loose. Make sure it's tight with your body. So when you come through, it's following through along with your body. If it comes behind your body, if it's too far, the ball will come out late and it'll veer to the right. It's hard to find the rhythm. The only thing you can do really is to practice and make sure you keep your arms tight and your elbows up high and make sure they don't wiggle around. Make sure they're in the same position all the way through your shot and follow through. So just remember to keep the weight on the back of your foot, to follow through, keep your hands up and away from your body, and to keep practicing and shooting for corners and to be an effective player on the field. This is Troy Bruning again, and this is how to shoot a lacrosse ball for beginners.